Why itching spreads, a neurological defense network. You scratch your arm. Innocent enough. Then someone across the room sees you and almost immediately, they scratch their arm, too. Before long, an entire group starts unconsciously fidgeting, twitching, adjusting sleeves, and clawing at phantom itches like a synchronized mosquito ballet. No one's been bitten. No one's allergic to anything. But somehow, everyone's itchy. Welcome to the world of contagious itching, where biology, neuroscience, and a bit of primal paranoia team up to make sure that when one of us feels an itch, we all feel it. On the surface, this phenomenon seems like one of evolution's more annoying little quirks, right up there with hiccups and the ability to remember embarrassing things right before falling asleep. But contagious itching isn't just a psychological glitch, it's an ancient neurological defense mechanism, likely honed during a time when the phrase, "what's crawling on me?" was a serious and socially relevant question. At the core of it is the idea of protective mimicry. In environments where parasites, biting insects, or skin irritants were a constant threat, the act of scratching could signal that something is physically wrong, something bite-sized and possibly contagious. When others in the group saw that reaction, their brains registered it as a potential warning sign. The result? A kind of subconscious better safe than sorry reflex, where scratching becomes a social signal that cues others to check their own skin, just in case there's something sinister hiding in their armpit hair. But how exactly does this itching epidemic spread? Cue the mirror neurons, those marvelous little brain cells that fire not only when you do something, but when you see someone else do it. Originally linked to empathy and imitation, these neurons are also implicated in the reflexive responses that make behaviors like yawning, laughing, and yes, scratching, go viral in a room. So when your brain sees someone dig at their shoulder, mirror neurons light up like a warning flare. Hey, we should probably scratch too, just in case there's a flea situation unfolding here. The sensation of itch itself is surprisingly complex. It's not just a local skin thing. Sure, it starts in the skin's nerve endings, specifically the unmyelinated C fibers that pick up itch-specific signals, but from there, it travels via the spinal cord to a well-mapped route in the brain, particularly the somatosensory cortex, thalamus, and insula. These regions process touch, bodily awareness, and emotional response, which is why an itch can feel as much psychological as physical. And, of course, we can't forget the dopaminergic reward loop that makes scratching feel so good, even if only for a fleeting moment before the itch comes back like it forgot its wallet. Scratching activates the brain's reward centers, reinforcing the behavior, which, from an evolutionary perspective, might have encouraged vigilance against irritants, bugs, or infections. Because when your ancestors lived in forests full of ticks, lice, and the original caste of bedbugs, being the first to start scratching could mean the difference between mildly annoyed and full-blown parasite party. Even today, this reflex might still serve a purpose. Picture this. Someone in a crowd reacts to a bug bite or allergen. If you see that reaction and start scratching too, you may be responding to a shared environmental threat. Think of it as primitive group threat detection, the dermatological version of hearing someone scream, fire, and automatically looking for the exit, even if you haven't smelled smoke. So no, you're not weak, weird, or suggestible for catching the itch bug. You're wired for it. Your brain is simply doing what it's been trained to do over thousands of years. Watch the group, follow the cues, and preemptively freak out about invisible threats. It's trying to keep you alive and rash-free, though it occasionally goes overboard and turns a harmless tickle into a full-body neurosensory crisis. Of course, this does make it harder to survive group situations where someone just happens to have a dry scalp. But if we can reframe the experience, if we can learn to see contagious itching as a hilarious display of communal overreaction and neural solidarity, it gets a lot more tolerable. And let's be honest, there's something beautiful about a room full of humans unknowingly scratching in unison. It's primal. It's absurd. It's evolution's version of a group hug with fingernails. So the next time you feel itchy just because someone else is, don't be embarrassed. You're participating in one of humanity's most ancient team-building exercises. It's the original viral trend, millennia before TikTok, and your nervous system is just trying to make sure you're not the one left scratching alone.